There you are. Welcome to online class. I really hope you're having a good day. Let's talk briefly and quickly about solving one and two-step equations. We're going to start here with x plus 7 equals 10. Oh, but I forgot something. Did you know that in an equation, you can take a number or a letter and just move it to the other side of the equal sign? You can do that. All right. But here's what you need to know. If you take a number or a letter and move it to the other side of the equal sign, you must change its sign. So if it's positive on the left side of the equal sign, it must become negative when you take it to the other side. Or if it were a negative on the right side of the equal sign, when you move it to the left of the equal sign, you must make it the other sign. Okay? All right, so let's continue on. We have x plus 7 equals 10. In solving one-step equations, I like to have some rules. I have a goal, and that is to get x by itself on one side of the equal sign. I have a question that I always like to ask, and that is, what happened to x? And then I have a process. I like to take what is not x, one operation at a time, which we will only have one right now since these are one-step equations, and I'm going to move it to the other side of the equal sign and change its sign to get my new equation as I solve for x. Okay, so my goal is to get x by itself on one side of the equal sign. That's not the case right now because the 7 is over here with it, so I ask myself the question, what happened to x? Well, whatever x is, what happened to it this time is 7 was added to it, okay? So now that I know what happened to x, I'm going to take that 7, what is not x, that's on the same side of the equal sign as x, and I'm going to take it to the other side of the equal sign. So I'm going to circle everything that's not x, move it to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so now the 7 is over here, but like I said, if you move something to the other side of the equal sign, its sign needs to change. So over here, it's a positive 7. When I move it to the other side, it becomes a minus 7 or negative 7. Okay, so now my new equation, as I go to solve for x, is x equals 10 minus 7, and that leaves me with x equals 3. All right, let's move on rather quickly, okay? What if instead of x plus 7, I had x minus 7 equals 10? Well, I'm going to have my same goal. That's not going to change. I need to get x by itself on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to ask, well, what happened to x? In this case, whatever x is, 7 was subtracted from it, okay? And then my process is to take what is not x, one operation at a time, to the other side of the equal sign and change its sign to get my new equation as I solve for x. All right, so I'm going to take everything that's not x, I'm going to take it to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so now my 7's over here. But remember, since I took it to the other side of the equal sign, its sign changes. On the left side, it's a negative, so on the right side, it becomes positive. All right, so now my new equation is x equals 10 plus 7. X equals 17. All right, and if you're wondering, how do I know that I found x? Well, if you ever want to know if you really found x, you can take what you found for x, and we said it was 17, right? And you can put it in the original equation and see if it's actually telling the truth, because an equation is just telling us something using numbers to say it, okay? So is it true that 17 minus 7 is 10? Yes, that's true. So we really did find x. All right. What about multiplication? What if we had 5x equals 30? I have my same goal, get x by itself. I haven't reached it yet, so I ask myself the question, what happened to x? Well, in this case, when we have a number and a variable bunched up against each other with no space in between, that's multiplication. So in this case, whatever x is, it is being multiplied 5 times. So what I'm going to do is take what is not x, one operation at a time. I'm going to take it to the other side of the equal sign, okay, and then change its sign as I get my new equation to solve for x. So I'm going to take this 5 over here, Okay? But remember, if I go to the other side of the equal sign, the sign must change. So this is 5 times x. So now I'm going to have a division symbol. My new equation is x equals 30 divided by 5. Okay, x equals 6. All right, moving right along. Okay, I'm moving quick because I don't want the video to be too long. Plus, I think this is pretty straightforward. So as we head on to our last thing, division, okay, let's look at x divided by, let's say 4 equals 12. Why not? Okay, so I have my same goal, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I want you to really get it. And my goal is to get x by itself on one side of the equal sign. My question is, what happened to x? In this case, whatever x is, it is being divided by 4. Okay, so now I'm going to take what is not x, one operation at a time. I only have one right now, to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, and I'm going to change its sign. So here's my 4. On the left side of the equal sign, it's a division symbol. That's what it has with it. So on the right side of the equal sign, I'm going to change that to multiplication. All right, so in this case, the new equation is x equals 12 times 4. Okay, x equals 48. All right, so let's talk about two-step equations. That simply means that now two things are happening to x. All right, so what if we had 2x plus 4 equals 20. All right, no matter how many things happen to x, my goal, question, and process remains the same. Okay, so my goal is to get x all by itself on one side of the equal sign. My question is, what happened to x? All right, so when multiple things happen to x, I'm going to start with addition or subtraction first. I'm going to start attacking that first, and then multiplication or division. Okay, so here's the two things that have happened to x. Whatever x is, whatever it is, 4 has been added to it, okay? And it is being multiplied by 2. So I'm going to start, like I said, with addition or subtraction. That's addition. I'm going to take it to the other side of the equal sign. Change the sign. And now my new equation is, since I moved this 4 out of the way, 2x equals 20 minus 4, which is 16. Okay? All right. Still haven't reached my goal yet because there's a 2 over here. So I'm going to take that and now move it to the other side of the equal sign and change its sign. Remember, when a number and a variable are bunched up on one another like that, that's multiplication. So this sign is going to be division, and that's going to tell me that x equals 8. All right, so that's a two-step equation there, okay? All right. We're going to stay right here just for a second. So what if this were a minus 4, right? Okay, then I would simply take this to the other side and then add 4. Okay, so that would give me 2x equals 24. Okay, and then I would take this here to the other side of the equal sign and change its sign. And then that would say that x equals, what is that, 12? All right, just like that. Okay. Now, as I end the video, I do want to say quickly, sometimes there are variables or letters on both sides of the equal sign. So let me address that quickly. I'm going to steal a question from this sheet that I have here. Okay, so 3x equals 2x plus 7. What do we do then? We have the same goal, question, and process. The thing is, we need to get both of these x's on the same side of the equal sign, usually the left side, but it could be the right. What I'm going to do here very quickly is circle this here and bring it to the other side. I'm going to push this 3x out and put that 2x right here behind it. On this side of the equal sign, on the right, it's a positive, so now it becomes a negative. And there is my new equation. 3x minus 2x equals 7. Okay? Now, I'm going to combine these like terms. 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay? And there we have it. Okay? 1x equals 7. I could say, well, x isn't by itself, even though it truly is. I could just take this here to the other side, right? Okay, and this is multiplication, that's division. All right, and it's just gonna say again that 7 divided by 1 is 7. Same thing there. All right, one last one. Okay, how about 2y minus 6 equals negative 3y plus 24. All right, so I gotta get my x's on, my y's now on the same side of the equal sign. So I'm gonna move him over, okay? Since he's becoming positive, I'm gonna go ahead and let him be at the far left, okay? And this is my new equation. Okay, I'm going to combine these two y's. That's 5. Okay, and since I need to get these y's by themselves, I'm going to take this negative 6 to the other side and change his sign so that my equation is 5y equals 24 plus 6. That's 30. Okay. I gotta get this y all by itself. That's my goal. So I'm gonna move this guy to the other side, change his sign from multiplication to division, and now I have y equals 6. All right, so that's one-step equation, two-steps equation, and figuring out how to solve when variables on both sides. Thank you.